section of the test. I call it Balancing Equations Test Part 2, and the reason it has its own section is because you have to write this out or type it out on Kami. If you want to write it on a piece of paper and then submit it, hey, I'm okay with that too, but you'll have to write both things down, or maybe you can print it out. I don't know, but it might be just easier to type this into Kami. I'm going to use my pencil, but you can use that Kami typing. It's going to be just as easy. Now, what I have is an example right here. The first one I have, you have to finish the formulas and then balance the equation. So if you look at my thing here, this is a double replacement reaction. And so double replacement reactions where they switch partners. If you look, number 2 is also a double replacement reaction. So if you can follow this and do this on the next one on there, it should be pretty good for you. Okay, so watch what happens. All right, now you don't have to highlight yours. I'm just showing you where I'm getting this stuff because I can't really point at it very well, can I? All right, I have a Ca here, right? That's the positive 2. And Fe is the other positive. Okay, and they're hooked up with the negatives. Right? We have to switch their partners. So the Ca has to go with the Br, the Fe goes with the O. Okay, switching partners. Put the positive one first, and if you can, write the charges above it because it'll be so much nicer and it'll be so much easier for you in the long run. I'm going to start off with the Ca, and I'm going to write this in, I guess I'm going to write this in black. I have the problem in red, so this should work out. So I'm going to put a Ca here. And I'm going to put the plus 2 above it. Now, on my plus 2 there that I have before, I just typed that out. I just used the smaller font. So if you want to have a text box above that and put the charges in, then after you put them together, that will work great. And so Ca is going to be with Br, and Br is going to be -1. Okay? Now we have to crisscross. Right? I didn't put any little numbers down there. Don't write any little numbers down unless they come from the crisscross. And so I'm going to put a 1 here and a 2 there. Go over to the next section, right? We have Fe. Write its charge, +3. And that's going to hook up with the O, which is -2. Okay, does everybody see where I'm getting those numbers? I'm just getting from the other side. No small numbers yet. Now we crisscross. 2 and 3. Okay, that's step 1. That's the formulas. Now we have to do the balancing, and this balancing is just like what you did in the previous section of this test. You're going to write down the numbers. I'm going to switch colors to balance. I think I'm going to do it in green because I used red, I used black, and green seems Christmassy. Let's just do it. Okay, let me erase this highlighting here because we don't need that anymore. Okay, so the first thing I have to do is find something that's a little bit different, and I always like to go with the one that's the most obnoxious. That means the most little numbers that aren't 1. And look here, Fe2O3. If that's not obnoxious, I don't know what obnoxious is, and I'm an expert on being obnoxious. Okay, so let's fix this out. We have 2 Fe's on this. Oops, I erased it. We have 2 Fe's on the right. So we're going to put a big 2 in front of this on the left. By changing the F's, I've also changed the BRs. Now I have 2 times 3 BRs on the left, which is 6, and 3 times 2 BRs on the right, which is also 6. By changing the BRs on the right, I also changed the CAs. Now I have 3 CAs on the right, and I go over to the other side, I only have 1. So 3 times 1 equals 3 CAs. And in turn, I also changed the number of oxygens. Now I have 3 oxygens on the left, and if I go back over here, I already have 3 oxygens, so I can put a 1 there. And that's a finished product. That's all you have to do. Well, I shouldn't say that's all. It's a lot of steps. But follow these steps, okay? Do what we just did. If you have to play this video over each one, play it over each time. But just use the different symbols. Now, notice we have double, right? That's what I just did. So it'll be just like that, switching partners. We have single replacement, where we have the cut-in, right? Where there's going to be one person's going to replace the other couple. Let's highlight this for you guys. The FE has to replace the AG, and then so the F's going to kick out the AG. The AG is going to be by itself. Put the charges above, crisscross, right? Don't bring any small numbers over. If there's nothing, if it's with nothing, if it's by itself, there's no reason to crisscross. There's no little number. The last one is synthesis, and synthesis is like when they join together, like when they're two separate people starting to dance together, okay? And so make sure you put them together. Don't bring over the small numbers. Just make sure you do the crisscross to get the small numbers, all right? And then make sure you balance those. Good luck with that. I hope it works out, all right? You can do this. It's not too bad. All right. Goodbye. Good luck.